Hi guys, this is Wenzes from Below the Radar Above the System, and now I want to talk to you how to deal with other INFJs if you're an INFJ. This is what this channel is pretty much all about. It was breaking my pattern and bringing towards others as in you what I should have done for myself much earlier. And by doing it for others, I also do it for myself, and I see how well how good it is for me, and what a positive effect it has on me and on others. And it's not the approach most people take. There's this thing about the dominant and in tertiary loop, and for us it's the NITI loop, and this is where we tend to go. This is where we tend to go, and this is also where we always need to find our limits. The hidden agenda thing that comes with the third function is one of it. We always want to understand, we always want to understand to such a degree that we bring ourselves into worlds and into mindsets that are not healthy for us, because we want to understand so bad. And this is where this NITI loop comes in. And I personally gotten to a point where I was just like so miserable, and I still didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand what was going on with that other person until I understood, okay, that person's just plain stupid. And yeah, they're gonna ruin their life, but that's just how it is, and I can't change it, and it's not my responsibility to change it. But I went that far, and I got so much into their world trying to save them, which of course is also defense mechanism, I wouldn't call it, but it's a control issue. It's because like you feel you're the only one who can save them, and if you save them, you can't, or if you're around them and you can save them, then you have control over them, because they can't find what you can give them anywhere else. But what you're giving them is not healthy. It's enabling their bad behavior, and it's enabling their loop as well. So when I had my issue with an ENFJ, we both did the exact opposite. I got into my NITI loop, and he got into his FESE loop. And at some point I understood he's just gonna keep on going, and he's not gonna stop because he doesn't get it. And then I had to push back. I had to access my FE. I had to bring my emotions out there and affect him with my emotions and make him stop going this FESE road. And he had to go into NI mode in order to absorb all those emotions, in order to handle all those emotions. Because if you're in an FESE mode, you're very sensitive towards any kind of emotions around you, if you're an ENFJ. So why am I telling you this when the topic is how to deal with another INFJ? Because I feel that in this whole society that's been going on, this INFJ phenomenon that's been going on the last years, it's so much about, oh, poor you INFJ. I'm an INFJ, and I can so feel your pain. You feel misunderstood, and you feel you feel such an outsider, and so on. We tend to give sympathy, and we also want people to give us sympathy, but this is not getting us out of our problem. What it helps us do is just stay in our cave, stay in our emotional world that is not that positive, which contains only of NITI, this loop thing, and just give them a little bit of, make them feel like this is okay, and everything is good. Which on the one hand is important. You need to know that once you fall back into those NITI things, it's not the end of the world. But you also have to know that the only person who can really, really give you happiness is yourself. So you need to get out of there. You need people like ESTPs around you. You need people who tell you, come on, fight, get out there. People who really make you understand that you don't have to understand everything. You don't. You figure out what you need in order to be happy, and this definitely includes to find a way to express your emotions, one way or another. And I always used to feel like, oh, I can't do that. I make people uncomfortable. I don't want to be in the center of attention all the time. I don't care anymore. I like attention. I like attention. I don't get it. I'm not, I'm an introvert. I can't be around hundreds of people all the time. I don't have 2,000 Facebook friends or so on. There are INFJs who have that because of their networking and their work, but I'm just saying, I personally am not the person who has like this wide network of friends. But I allow myself to express my emotions, to bring my emotions out there. I allow myself to put poetry out there. I allow myself to put something about my fashion choices out there. I allow myself to really go out there and go into FE and SE mode, go away from my NI side, because I know this is what makes me happy. And I stick to that. And unless when people come into my life, they have to add to this. I'm not gonna let people into my life that are making me go back into NITI mode. I mean, sometimes you want to go there just to understand others, but understand them to a point where you look into them, you understand what's going on, and then take what you've learned and express it. Like, you have to learn to express yourself. This is what makes us happy. And that's why I think it's so important when we deal with other INFJs to not just give sympathy all the way. To give that what we like, oh, everything's fine, and yeah, you're an outsider, and this is so bad, and you just want to help, and you want to, enable us to kind of like pity ourselves. And I know everything we mean well, and I know, but this is like something we always do, also with others. We say, oh, you poor you, I'm so sorry, I feel for you. And they sometimes get annoyed by it, but besides that, we're not really helping them. We're just like giving them a shoulder to cry on. We're not helping others, or we used to, but we often did. We didn't show them the truth. We wanted to protect them from the truth because the truth would hurt them so much. But we have to understand that sometimes we have to be truthful, and in order that to understand the pain, understand our reality, and then actually have something to live for. I used to find an explanation for absolutely everything. Nothing made me mad. Nothing. And because I compartmentalized absolutely everything. I didn't feel any highs, I didn't feel any lows, and my life was horrible. So when I understood that I can't save somebody, I'm not above anybody else on the world, looking at them and saying, oh, I'm so gentle, I'm such a good person, I wanna save you. I have those great expectations of myself to be the best person, so I don't feel like a failure or so on. So this is how I looked at everybody, and I never wanted to protect myself, but when protecting myself would mean that I would have to hurt others, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want them to dislike me, and I didn't want to hurt them, pretty much, because I knew what it would feel at that moment. That was just unbearable pain, because I took on their emotions to such an extent. So the more distance you are towards others, the more you're able to hurt them without you feeling that pain. And you might say, well, that's a bad thing, right? You're supposed to do that. No. Every person on this earth needs boundaries. So do we. Because if nobody shows us boundaries, we go down that NITI world and really bring ourselves into this painful world without any emotions. And we have to learn that there are boundaries, that we can't be that selfless, that yes, we do have to fight for our own happiness. And that means if we feel good about ourselves, be proud of it. Show it. You achieved that. This is who you are. Make a statement out of it. And by that, you inspire people way more than being, successful and so on, and not putting it out there because you're such a good person. Fight for yourself. And by you have to understand that you putting out what you like and who you are and what you've accomplished is not this is not the reason people feel bad. they feel bad, it's because you have something they want, something that they can't have or they don't know how to get, and so on. It's not your task to make yourself small so other people feel low. So this is why I keep pushing that. That's why I keep fighting that. That's why I say, that's why accept reality. Reality is not this dream world. You can have this dream world, but you can have this dream world just for yourself. You know, have everything outside, put out everything, be, you know, I like what I like to do. I like to dress in colorful clothing. I like to put out a lot of music. I like to do all those things which are not the norm, but I allow myself to do this because I don't care that much what other people think. It's just that I have the right. And by me doing that, by me putting that out there, it's such a relief. And that's why I'm much more of the become a fighter, be that, understand society is not about helping everybody around you. Yes, there are things like that you like doing because it feels good to help others, like I do this channel. It gives me so much to give others, but I'm not involved with anybody of you personally. If one of you says today, I don't like her anymore, I'm gone. It doesn't really affect me to such a deep level, and that's why I can help you. That's why I can talk that openly and I can be honest. The more you're involved with somebody, the more there's something you have that's that you want from each other, the more you're not able to really be yourself. And the more you're able to be yourself, the more you inspire people with your vision, because INFJ's vision is actually really rare and it's different, and it also needs to be on this world. It needs to wake people up. There, you know, I've told you this, there's this a threat or something I saw, not a threat like I want to hurt you, but like a Facebook post or something I saw on the internet, as in what kind of personalities belong to what kind of drug. And INFJs would list it as LSD. Perfect truth, like you don't have to make everything that complicated. We change people's perspective. Like I have changed people's worldviews more than once in my life, and this is also the reason why so many people have a problem with me. And I'm not talking about INFJs here, because they're mad at me because I was the reason why they feel bad, but it's not my fault. I'm just being myself, because my worldview is different than 90% of other people's worldview. Doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I needed to learn that, and I needed to condition myself. And that's why I think we need to be harder on ourselves. We have to understand that the way we created our world is the way we created it, so we're safe. But there are things that are just not gonna add up. And we as INFJs come very often to a point where we think there is no real happiness. It's all fake. Happiness is never fake. It does not matter what you get it from. If you go to a pool party and all you do is like la la la, and you don't care about like what's going on with your parents or whatever it is, at that moment you're creating happiness. At that moment you're benefiting your life as well. So you have to learn to be less strict with yourself and not to think that you have to be perfect for other people to like you. Because once you understand what you have to do in order for yourself to like yourself, other people's opinion won't matter that much, and then you won't care, and then people will actually even come more to you. So if you're dealing with other INFJs, don't play your usual route. Like sometimes tell them you're acting like an idiot. Like I have this INFJ I write with that I only met online, and we've been friends for probably before I started this program, and he's a lot younger than me. And I sometimes tell him like I'm really getting pissed, and I'm saying you're wasting your life and don't do this and so on, and it helps. It helps, especially for INFJs who are really open for new ideas and to look into things. Don't be all about sympathy all the time. Also tell them if you think they're doing something wrong. Not of course if you're not being asked. You know, somebody comes for you and asks for advice, you can be truthful. Don't feel like you see somebody and then you go, oh, just by the way, I wanted to tell you, I think you're doing this and this and this wrong. Okay, so yeah, this is it for now. I think I'm gonna do a video on the dominant and tertiary loop in general at some point. I know I haven't done a lot of videos lately, but I've been really busy. But yeah, I'll keep doing them, and not much longer than we have all 16 types full. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.